All right, so we're here in the studio, and what I did is I printed off the rough sketch I did of the shoot that we're doing today, so I can reference it and make sure that we have every element we need as we go. When you're shooting in a studio for compositing, it can be difficult to remember to get every single element, and you want to do it, if possible, all at once so that the lighting matches. We have 3 lights in here. This is just going to be a fill light to make his face look good, but this light is stronger, so it's going to create some shadows on his face and give a nice contour. And then in the back, this is important for compositing. What I've done is this light is kind of acting as double duty. It'll fill the back frame with pure white, so when we take it into Photoshop, it'll be really easy to see the contrast between our model and the pure white background to cut it out. This is Andrew, he's our model today, and so I'm gonna have him come over here and lay down. We kind of practiced this a little bit, but now it's time for the real shoot. So he's in his outfit, he's all ready to go. He's gonna lay down, and if you could just get into position right now. I'm gonna do a couple test shots to make sure the lighting is great. Okay, and that looks amazing. Take off the tie, and then we'll put it on later. So as Andrew was laying here, his tie was drooping down because there's actual gravity. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna have him take the tie off for the first part of this shoot, get that as a base, and then we'll do some shots of us like whipping up the tie or something like that. And then just cut out the tie and put it back in Photoshop so that we don't have to try to erase the tie as it covers some other elements. Kind of like that. That would be good. Okay. We're gonna do something like this. Okay. So for the second element of the shot is him as the falling person. So Andrew's changed clothes. We've kind of changed the setup a little bit. Now, one of the rules of composite photography is that you never change your camera angle because you want everything to look real, as if it was taken all at the same time from one focal length, from one camera, when you put it in Photoshop. And you might notice that I lowered my camera tripod here, and it's closer to the subject. So I've taken into account that. What I want to do is, he's gonna be lower in the frame, and then he's gonna be closer to the camera. So what I've done is I've widened my zoom a little bit, so I see more of him here. And then when we take it into Photoshop, I'm gonna put him closer to, I don't know, the front of the picture, and that picture that we took before will be kind of back and above. So it's okay that we changed the tripod setup because we're taking that into account. Can you bring this arm, so this arm closer to me, bring it forward a little bit, this one back a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, this one just a little bit more. Yep, and that back one a little back. So right now we're getting his hair, so we're not focusing on the rest of him. What we've been doing is we have the fan turned on, we're putting it below him, but as you can see, it doesn't really get the full effect because what we want is for his hair to be pretty much covering his face. So what we've been doing is I have my assistant, who is currently filming, which is why I'm explaining this, is we're going like this. We're saying 1, 2, 3, he'll lift up, and then we'll take the picture. 1, 2, 3, like that. And then we're doing the same thing right here with this cardigan. So we'll lift it, we'll go 1, 2, 3, and then it just looks like it's in free fall. It usually takes a few tries to get the timing right, but when you do, you can just stitch those elements together. So it doesn't matter if someone's here actually touching the person, as long as they're not blocking or changing any of the light, you can just stitch it together in Photoshop. Thank you. Thanks, guys. Now let's take this to the studio, edit it, and see how it turns out. You can do all you want to see it on the computer and the studio and stuff, but until you actually get it into Photoshop and start cutting it out, you really don't know for sure. So it's kind of a nerve-wracking but exciting part because you can see it all come together.